In these short videos, I will share art tips, lesson ideas, and art projects that you can try at home or in the classroom. In today's video, we are looking at abstraction, collage, and the artist Jean Arp, and we're asking what do chance and Nōtan have to do with abstract compositions. Let's find out using black and white paper and a glue stick. But first, who is Jean Arp, and why is he sometimes called Hans Arp, and what did he discover with collage by chance?
If you search for Hans Arp, you'll find Jean Arp, and if you search for Jean, you'll get Hans. Why? Because they're the same names. Hans is German and Jean is French for the English name John. When we are exploring Jean Arp's experiments with abstraction and collage, it's important to realize that many of his discoveries and innovations were created in collaboration with the Swiss artist Sophie Taeuber. The two artists started working together in 1916 and they married in 1922. Look at these examples from 1916-1917. On the left, two paper collages by Jean Arp, and on the right, an abstract composition in embroidery by Sophie Taeuber. They were using these quite unconventional art materials for the period, trying to achieve new forms at the very beginnings of modern abstract art. Now we jump forward to the 1930s, and here we see the first papier déchiré or torn paper collages, and the first evidence that Jean Arp was interested in surrealist ideas about using the laws of chance to create art. Because in these collages, he supposedly let the pieces of paper fall onto a large sheet of paper in a random way before he glued them in place. But were they purely chance creations? Did he simply drop pieces of torn paper from a height and glue them down where they fell? It's a nice idea. However, we do know that Arp was also interested in constructivist ideas about ordered, rational compositions. So in these 1930 torn paper collages, do we maybe see a balance between surrealist chance and constructivist order? I think we do. Look at how the pieces of torn paper seem to be placed quite carefully, with none overlapping and some only just touching. You will get to test this idea for yourself. As you will soon see, when pieces of torn paper are simply dropped onto a sheet, they fall unevenly and often clump together and overlap. They need to be adjusted, sometimes a little, sometimes quite a lot, to create a successful composition. And a successful composition is one that achieves a balance, a harmony between the black shapes and the white spaces. And in early 20th century art, one of the most influential visual languages of balance and harmony came from Japan. Let's jump back in time to the middle of the 19th century. At that time, Japan had chosen to remain closed to the West for centuries, fearing the loss of its culture and customs. It was a mystery. However, Japan was forced by Western powers to open its ports for trade, and suddenly Europe and America were flooded with Japanese influence. It was revolutionary. Look at these examples where Japanese objects, costumes, and decor have been adopted by Western artists. But Japanese art also influenced ideas about how to compose a picture, how to create harmonious proportions and balanced contrasts. This idea of a balanced or harmonious composition had a name in Japanese. It was Nōtan. Nōtan was a new idea. Previously in the West, opposite tones were thought of as contrasting art elements, not as harmonious art elements. And Jean Arp's work benefited from this Japanese legacy. He achieved a balance between light and dark, but also a balance between chance and design. Because no matter how much he tidied up the dropped papers, the chance element created surprising and unpredictable starting points for his new kind of abstract expression. Are you ready to try this yourself with our torn paper art activity? For all of today's activities, you will need a glue stick, some black craft paper, sheets of white A4 art paper, your camera, sticky notes, a marker pen, and your watercolors and brushes. Let's see how it's done. Variation 1. Reverse the tones. Tear up pieces of white paper and drop them onto a sheet of black paper. Variation 2. Create light-dark pairs with contrasting colours and harmonious colours for a new set of torn paper collages. Here are some examples of the pairs of colours you could use. The first example is a light-dark pair of harmonious colours, 2 green craft papers. In the second example, I have painted a very pale brown with my watercolours to create a contrast with a darker brown craft paper. In this third example, I am looking for bright colour contrasts. I have chosen a light yellow and I am contrasting that with a dark blue. I have a mid-blue craft paper, plus I have mixed a darker blue with my watercolours. I painted this on white paper, and for another option I painted the same blue on the blue craft paper. Our third variation is not collage. Try this. Create an abstract painting inspired by one of your torn paper collages. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click like and share it. If you want to see more short videos with art tips, art projects and lesson ideas, please subscribe to my channel, Rob the Art Teacher.